floss tube, and I would like to wish all those who care a very happy Easter. It's currently Sunday the 12th of April 2020, and it's a bit of a weird one because we're at home. So hence the title, Happy Easter at Home. We've spent the whole day at home, madly packing because we're moving next week, but the Easter Bunny did manage to find us here. Even though there are restrictions on travel in place, the Easter Bunny still managed to land and deliver 2 baskets of Easter eggs to my ensuite, which is what he likes to do in our family, because if the Easter Bunny was to put the eggs out near the children, they would probably steal the other person's Easter eggs, and there'd be a very sad person on Easter. So the Easter Bunny delivers the eggs to the parent bathroom, and the kids have to wait to come and get them. But they did come at 6 a.m. Yay, gotta love Easter. Especially fun because one of them doesn't believe. So it's a bit strange that he had to get up early. But anyway, Easter Bunny did the job, brought the chocolate. Easter Bunny was also nice to me. I have an Easter Bunny and a collection of chuggies in there. I'm most excited this year to have these beautiful Cadbury chocky marshmallows. So yummy, yummy, yummy. All right, but we're not here to talk about Easter. We're here to talk about cross stitch. So thank you for joining me. Do really, really appreciate it. I really, really am flattered that people are enjoying my journey as much as I'm enjoying making it. And I wasn't sure I was going to film today, but I am. So I'm right on schedule. And since last week's filming, I have done 4,785 stitches. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I've had a few big days. There's also always a chance, I should say, that I've done more than I say, because I don't write in my diary until the end of the day or the next day, and sometimes I miss forgetting what I've worked on. Because having a look at my list, did you know how many pieces I worked on this week for homework? 8 pieces. I can't believe I've got that many to show you today. But anyway, I do, so we'll get into it. I had to spend a bit of time finishing off Shirl's homework. Remember, it's closed group, daily cross stitching journal, and in particular I had a few of hers to do. One of them was a construction of a nest. Of course, it's the one at the bottom of my lap. So this was my family patchwork sampler, because in the picture there's a whole bunch of trees and vines that you could use to make a nest. And those of you who watch the Virtual Stitches homework video will notice that I often change my mind from what I say when I do that. But that's all right, there's no problem with that. I actually worked on this one for 502 stitches because I needed 500 stitches to do the construction of a nest. And it previously looked like this. It was also my daily 30 for the week, I think. Oh, no, it wasn't. But the problem is I actually stuffed it up. So what you're seeing here, Lily's hearts, I've had to frog. And you can see this one's small. So where I put these little divots, I've actually miscounted. So I've got to work out, I'm going to have to frog more to make it better. I mean, it's beautiful, but you can't have the hearts being different sizes. So I must have miscounted one of those little divots, and that was really, really disappointing. So that's piece number 1, 500 and something pieces. My daily 30 was the linen thread cell, which previously looked like this. And I worked on it for 5 days during the week, and I got 296 stitches done on it. Actually, that's not true, because I worked on it again today for next week's, first day of next week's daily 30. So it's 296 plus whatever I did today, which I can't see because it's on my phone and I'm filming with my phone. So it's now looking like that. And I'm going to be introducing a new color into the mix, because in my fabric, I cut it to the right size. You see all those beautiful turquoise blues that are coming up on the other side of the pattern? So I thought it might be a good idea to bring some turquoise in around here, just so that it matches when it comes to that beautiful turquoise part of the fabric. So that's what I'll be bringing in with the next motif when I get to that. Probably tomorrow, because I've done my daily 30 for today. I do find it nice to have something to work on for 30 minutes. I do laugh that the idea is to just do 30 minutes of stitching a day as a minimum. For me, it's like 30 minutes on this piece and then move on to something else. So that's that one. I did a fair bit of work on my Lest We Forget. Anzac Day is fast approaching. I will not get it finished. I did manage to get some extra designs done. So if you're interested in that, please check out the usual places. I've now got an Air Force, an Army, a Navy guy, and then I've also got a nurse. And I really love the nurse. So I may have to do one for my mum with the nurse. Not that she's a nurse, but just because I really love the nurse. So previously, my Lest We Forget looked like this. And I worked on this one because it was a design that I knew other people were stitching on. And it was also the one that lately I've shown off the most. So I worked on it for a total of 2,037 stitches to get it looking like that. Now you can't see the whole pattern. It is a big pattern, guys. But you can see I've got a lot of his head done. So I'm almost finished his black head, and then I'll finish the letters of the title at the top, come down the words, and then I'll alternate between the poppies and the body. So yeah, enjoying doing that. I also worked on my Little House Neighborhood, which was previously looked like this, and I did 716 stitches. And I am pleased to say that my Little House Neighborhood now looks like that. So that's the whole middle row. I haven't finished stitching the middle row, but those two houses are the extremities of the middle row. So it's really cute. So I'm loving this fabric. I'm pretty sure it's either a Crafty Laney, pretty sure it's Crafty Laney fabric. She does beautiful work. I'm not sure what type of even weave it is, but it's really beautiful. Now, Shell made me dig something else out this week. She made me work on my oldest whip. And I discovered that my oldest whips, well, I knew were from Mania last year because I had nothing left over from before that. And interestingly enough, when I went back and did my research, I discovered that I don't have any whips from the first 2 weeks of Mania last year. I finished them all because I got started with my year-long sales and things. So I have got one that was my Hogwarts crest. That was the first one that came up, but I cannot for the life of me find it. My Chatelaine came up, so I know I've got that to look forward to this year for Mania. And my Mania is 7 pieces that I haven't finished from last year's Mania. And then there's 9 others sorry, 6 pieces I haven't finished. And 9 others that I have finished, but there's part of a series, so I'll start the next part of the series. So previously Summer looked like this, and I worked on Summer for 504 stitches, which brings it up. I worked on that little deck chair. So that's how Summer's looking now. I do like these, and they're lots of good little detail. Lots and lots of white stitching to do this time. So I do have the whole series to do of this, but let's get Summer finished first, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Then the other one, oh, that's bad of me. I didn't take one out. How did I miss pulling that one out? Hey, my bag. This is one great tote bag from Teaser Handmaids. So I keep my current whips in. Thoroughly recommend Taryn's work. I worked on my Hawk Run Hollow, of course, which for once is off the Q-Snap, but not for long because it's the one that got chosen for Choose My Whip again. And my Hawk Run Hollow, I did 1,029 stitches, so previously looked like this. And my 1,020 something stitches now brings it up to look like that. So you can see that I'm in the third panel there, and I've just done a couple of birds and finished the tree. So that is where my Hawk Run is up to, and it will be coming out again this week because it's what got chose for Choose My Whip for this week. You guys love my Hawk Run, love killing me with the 40 count. Which also reminds me, I did get a little bit of haul, just a tiny bit of haul. These are a pair of glasses, magnifying glasses, and the really cool thing about these is that they just clip straight onto my normal glasses. So you can see they sit out a bit, and I find that that distance helps my refraction, so that actually helps with the enlarging, and I can do them properly. And you can also bend this down to different angles. So yes, they look really funky, totally understand that, but I recommend them. Can't remember where I got them from, but it was somewhere online, I think a shop in Brisbane, and they were only $35. Came with 4 different sizes of magnifiers, and yeah, you just clip them on your glasses. So that's really helping with my 40 count. So there's my haul, just chucked in the middle of my whips. Why not? Okay. Then I also worked on 2 of my heids. So I worked on my fairy tale, Once Upon a Fairy Tale, and these ones I was doing because Semi-Sane said I should to stitch around Canada, and I had to stitch something, gosh, I don't even remember what it was, but I had to do 1,000 stitches on it because it was to do with the Canada prompt. And so I so I did 1,000. I did over 1,000 on it. In fact, I did 1,016. So previously it looked like this, and if you have a look now, you can see that I've added a heap more in the greenery and a lot more around this part and down here. So it's starting to fill it out a bit more. Really found it a quick stitch. It was quite easy to do over 1,000 stitches on it, and I didn't want to stop. Also use this opportunity to show you this funny thing, because this is one of the fabric pouches. I call it a nappy, but it holds all the rest of that fabric, keeps it tidy and out of the way so that I can stitch. So yeah, this is one of them that's in use, and it slots under the Q-snap, so I thoroughly recommend them for anyone who's got large projects like this. And then my animals. Working on my animals, I really think I did more than that. Well, I'm partway through. I've done 403 stitches, so you previously looked like this. And you can see from the picture that it's got a lot more of this orange colour up here. So I'm right at the point now where I'm trying to decide, do I spend the time and fill this in and get it completed, or do I keep trying to pan my way out? This grey here has the opportunity to pan right out. But part of me thinks there's probably a few more colours here to finish first. I don't know if I'll do every ninja stitch, but I'll definitely get going with a lot of different colours. So that's actually on my agenda for tomorrow, because not only do I have to do 1,000 for it for Canada because it has polar bear in it, I have to do another 1,000 for Canada because it also has grizzly bears, which are an animal that's associated with Canada. So I have a lot of work to do on my Animal Kingdom Haid, but I am enjoying it. And again, I can't say enough how much Pattern Keep is beautiful. I've finished 2 of the parks in tier 1. My fairy tale and my animal are both done, which means I'm gonna have to pull out the other projects to work on the next one, because I'm not actually sure, this Full Coverage Fanatics, if I can go on with these projects in the next tier before I finish all of the first tier. But I can only work on 1 project per 4,000 stitches for the park, and I don't really want to switch the projects around because the point was I wanted to do the 5 projects. So I'll have to get some time to work on my Artisy and my Americanas. Okay, so there's one other one I've been working on, and again, if you don't care about my design work, please feel free to switch off now. If you do care about it, then I'd love to tell you about it. I designed 2 things this week. I designed an Aussie advent calendar. A lady on Facebook requested she wanted an advent calendar that has got has got a opportunity to pull things apart. And I should just get up a picture for you, really. And so it's a calendar with an Australian theme, and it has got the dates of 1 to 24 for the 24 days that you are waiting for Advent to come. And down the bottom, it has got a whole bunch of little Australian icons or animals, and the idea is that you actually stitch them separately, back them with felt or something, and then you can pull them off. I don't know why I didn't think to get this up before, sorry about that. No, not gonna let me do it. Anyway, if you're interested in that one, feel free to jump to the Paddock Lane Designs Facebook page and you can have a look at it there, or my Paddock Lane Designs Etsy page. So I've got that pattern available. And the second one I designed is actually a commission piece that is my first secret design. So I can't say much about it, but it's a design area that I would not have necessarily chosen to take myself in, but now that I'm there, I'm loving it. So I have finished designing this piece for the commission and I'm in the process of model stitching it, and I should be able to talk to you about it, I think, in June. So you'll have to just sit and wait for then. But just so you know, I wasn't being slack. I've actually done 1,552 stitches on that model stitch as well. So that's pretty good. It's been a really good week for stitching. I'm amazed because I'm packing up my house to move at the same time, but I still just get work done in the morning. I've always been the type of person that you just get in, get the work done, and then when you finish, then you can relax. So doing that, and that's really good. So plans for next week, well, depend on what homework tells me to do. Shell has released her homework and I think there's 7 prompts plus the daily 30. They're only 300 stitches each, which is good because I probably won't get a chance to double them this week. But there's a lot of prompts. I know one of them involves using sparkly thread. So it looks like 12 Days of Christmas is going to have to come out and get some gold thread done on it. And I haven't really looked at the others yet, so I like to try and do the homework videos that I do with Sammy on virtual stitches as a live thing, so I don't really like to give too much thought. And I know that I think there's 5 prompts in magical stitches this week too, 200 stitches each, so it's not too many. So hopefully I can get them to cross over, and that shouldn't be too hard, but it means I'm going to have a few different pieces unless I can get the pieces to cross over into different prompts. So for the next day or two, I'm going to just continue working on my scavenger hunt and my puddles for Shells Monthly, and double dipping that with magical stitches building the parks. So that's what my plans are for that. And coming up sometime in the next couple of weeks, I will be starting the Long Dog Sampler Anzac, which is really exciting. I've got my material and my threads all ready to go, just waiting for one of my friends to get her floss and we're going to start it together. So you can look forward to that coming up in the near future. It's currently Letters of Fortune H, and I'm stitching on H for Hade. That was what my Once Upon a Fairy Tale was. I is coming up soon, and I will be touching my ink circles, which is the Big Red Ship of Life. So I need to try and tie that into. Loving Semi-Sane Stitches, doing Deal or No Deal stitching version at the moment, and my first round I started off with heaps of stitches. I ended up getting a deal of, I think, 4 cases. It wasn't much. But this round I'm doing really well, touch wood. So we'll see how we can go. It'll be really, really great to get some prize entries that they do for their events, and see what happens at the end of the year when they do all that. So that is my plans. It is still a stay home and stitch week. The kids are on school holidays, so I don't have to homeschool them. I do need to watch Aladdin or Casablanca with the kids. Guessing it'll probably be Aladdin for the kids. And I'm also looking forward to watching their Andrew Lloyd Webber has released full productions of his videos of his musicals on YouTube for 48 hours each weekend. And this weekend is Jesus Christ Superstar, which is one I really like because we did that when I was teacher at my first school. One of the musicals we did, Joseph was last week, we did that one too. So bring back some really fond memories. Anyway, I hope you all are staying well. I hope you're finding time to get lots of stitching done. We're having a ball on virtual stitches. There's so many people popping in, so many new friends. So really appreciate that. The Australian evening is happening every night. So if you're an Aussie and you want to jump on and want some quieter people to talk to, then jump on. We're usually there between about 7:30 8 o'clock Sydney time most nights. Apart from that, we did do a live on virtual stitches, so we're going to start redoing them as well. So join up to the virtual stitches YouTube channel and you'll keep informed with them. And apart from that, have fun stitching, keep safe, and I shall see you hopefully next weekend.